Today we brought you an A24 movie. For those who are not aware, A24 is an independent film production. Their movies are unique and they are not afraid to make movies about out-of-the-world topics. They also use a vast amount of neon lights in their movies, but you will experience one of the best cinematic shots in the movie industry. Here are some of their best works, and today we are going to show you their latest movie called I Saw the TV Glow. Be aware of heavy spoilers because it has some of the most twisted storylines I have ever seen. Also, some scenes are not shown in this video, but you can find them on our Patreon account. Movie begins with a boy named Owen, watching TV and switching channels. We see a lot of old-school footage which gives us a feeling of nostalgia. There is a commercial for a show on the TV called Pink Opaque which airs at 10:30. Owen sees the commercial but he has never watched the show before. The year is 1996. Owen goes to school. He sees a girl reading a book. This book is actually the episode guide to the show Pink Opaque. The girl's name is Maddie. Owen introduces him to her and they start talking. He asks her about the book. Maddie explains to him about the Pink Opaque show. Unfortunately, Owen's parents doesn't allow him to watch the TV show since his bedtime is 10 and the show airs at 10:30. He only watches commercials and thinks it looks amazing. Next day, he takes permission from his mom to go for a sleepover with his friend Johnny. His mom drops him off at his friend. Owen waits at the door for his mom to leave. When she leaves, he goes to Maddie to stay with her and watch the Pink Opaque series. Maddie watches the show every week with her friend Amanda. Owen joins them and they all watch the series together. In the Pink Opaque series, there are two girls named Isabel and Tara who are connected through a psychological plane. In one of the episodes of the show, two boys complain that they can't have ice cream in the winter. Suddenly, an ice cream monster appears. In every episode of this show, a monster appears and girls manage to defeat them. There is one final antagonist, but we will come back to him later. After the show ends, Maddie's friend leaves with her parents. But Owen couldn't leave because he told his mom that he was going to stay the night with his friend. Before sleeping, Maddie and him talk about the show and we get more information about Pink Opaque. In the series, there are two girls, Isabella and Tara. They only met in the first episode. But in later episodes, they communicate through psychological planes. The big bad of the series is Mr. Melancholy. He wants to rule the world, but the girls get in his way. He sends one villain every week to defeat them, just like the Power Rangers series.
Because they're part of the Pink Opaque.
No, because they are the Pink Opaque.
2 years later, we see that Owen's mom is ill. While going home, he asks his mom permission to watch the Pink Opaque TV show at night again. But her mom refuses. He explains to audiences that after that sleepover, Maddie knew that Owen is not allowed to watch the TV show, so she kept recording tapes for him at the school. Now this scene is one of the most beautiful scenes in the movie, as Owen walks through the hallway with background music. We see few plot points written on the screen like villain of the story, Mr. Melancholy. We get a glimpse into one more episode of the Pink Opaque. Isabella and Tara are sitting at a dock and there is a moon with the face. This moon is actually the main villain of the series named Mr. Melancholy. Also, there is a new monster named Marco and Polo. Later, Owen meets Maddie and asks her about her friend Amanda. Maddie is no longer friends with Amanda for years. She is also angry at her because she started a rumor that Maddie made a move on her. It is clear that Maddie likes girls. She also confesses this to Owen when he asks her if he can watch Pink Opaque with her again. But Owen is fine with it. When Maddie asks him if he likes boys or girls, he responds
that I like TV shows.
They decide to watch another episode of Pink Opaque that night. Maddie seems so invested in the show. So does Owen. That night, Maddie reveals to Owen that she is going to leave this town. She doesn't belong here. She draws a ghost tattoo on Owen's neck, just like in the Pink Opaque TV show. From here, things get a little bit weird as Owen sees sparkling light above him. In the morning, Maddie encourages Owen to leave town with her, but Owen is scared. He goes to his friend Johnny. Johnny's mom opens the door, and Owen confesses that he lied to his parents all these years about sleepover. Owen wants his parents to know the truth so he doesn't have to leave with Maddie. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out well for Owen's mom. Maddie also disappeared from her house. They found her TV burning in the backyard. The strange part was that the exact month Maddie disappeared, Pink Opaque TV show got canceled. Now we are 8 years in the future. Owen has a job at a movie theater. He sees his manager having some fun at work. His friends make fun of him too. One night, when he was going home, He sees a closed road due to damaged electric wires. He sees burned pages of the pink opaque book. Next day, he goes grocery shopping. He sees a strange woman and asks her if she needs any help. Turns out the strange woman was none other than Maddie. She is back. They go to the club where this music plays. Maddie checks with Owen if he remembers about the series they used to watch together. She asks him if he remembers it as a TV show or real life. Owen is confused now. In one of the memories, it was revealed that Owen wears a pink dress in front of her. Owen is actually mixing his real life with the TV show called Pink Opaque. He is actually trans, but his real memories are buried. The memories aren't right, and he is jumping from reality to fictional world. Maddie tries to make him confess. Owen is still wondering where Maddie has been all these years. She finally reveals that she was in the show. She was inside the Pink Opaque.
Inside the pink opaque.
I understand this movie is so confusing, but it depends upon every person how they interpret this movie. Now it is time for the final episode of Pink Opaque. Mr. Melancholy, who is villain of the series, captures Tara. She was buried underground. Isabella gets a psychic message from Tara, and she tries to find her. Unfortunately, she also gets captured by Marco and Polo. They take her heart and store it in the industrial fridge. What? Finally, the big bad appears, Mr. Melancholy. He has a globe where we see Owen's memory of watching TV. Just like Tara, Isabel is also buried underground. Pink Opaque ends here with the 5th season as the final season. Like I said, this movie is very strange. Now let's get back to where Maddie was. She shares her story in one continuous beautiful shot. Here it goes. After leaving the town, she goes to Phoenix City and gets into the cheapest motel. She got the job at the mall at Build-A-Bear. She knew something was wrong. She was feeling like she skipped some years of her life. She thought about leaving the town again. Problem isn't the place. She paid a guy to bury her alive, just like in the Pink Opaque series. But Maddie bought a coffin for her. While in the coffin, her survival instinct kicked in and she struggled to come out of the coffin. But somehow she managed to crawl out of the dirt. This time Maddie is a new person. She started describing the season 6 premiere of the Pink Opaque show. She describes events after the main protagonist of the show got buried. Here Maddie represents Tara and Owen represents Isabel. She finds both of their hearts in an industrial freezer. She knew she had to find Owen so the show could continue. She comes here and finds Owen to get him out of this town. After hearing all this, Owen is still confused. He doesn't remember anything, but all the good memories with his family. But according to Maddie, those memories are false and they are implanted in Owen to distract him and keep him trapped. This makes sense because in some of the scenes we see how Owen's father was treating him. Maddie brings him to the football field where no one can find them. As they walk down the field, we see old memories where Maddie and Owen are walking down the same path. Owen starts remembering his old life. He couldn't accept the reality and he pushes her and runs away. Once he reached home, he locked himself up in his room. He expects Maddie to see her again, but it was the last time we saw her.
I never saw her again.
Owen still works in a movie theater and wonders what if Maddie was right. On the road, we see this message saying, "There is still time," probably indicating that it is not too late to accept who you really are. Movie theater in which Owen used to work is closed. His manager refers him to a fun zone where he starts working again. After a few years, his father also passed away. He also had a family of his own.
I even got a family of my own.
Owen is now all grown up and decides to start watching the Pink Opaque series again. It is available on streaming service and we can see that it has only 5 seasons. It's like that feeling when you see old game graphics and used to remember that it looked awesome when you used to play, but now you realize that they are not that good. Same goes with episodes of Pink Opaque. Whole thing felt cheesy and not scary at all to Owen. He felt embarrassed. In the final scene of the movie, we see the fun zone where Owen is now working. 20 years have passed. All the employees, including Owen, celebrate the birthday party. Suddenly, Owen starts screaming as he gets a panic attack. Afterwards, in the bathroom, he cuts himself open and sees that there is a glow inside of him. This scene may represent many things. I will leave it up to you, the audience. Let me know in the comments what you think this scene represents. Movie ends with Owen walking out of the fun zone and apologizing to the people who ignore him. This movie was very different from any regular movie, but some of the cinematography was top-notch. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. We will appreciate it if you help us on Patreon too.